know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Bright Cellars is the monthly wine club that matches you with wine that you'll love. Get started by taking the Taste Palette quiz to see your personalized matches. Now, Bright Cellars matches you with wines from all over the world, curated to your taste buds. They are focused on finding unique hidden gems from small vineyards all over the world. And with hundreds of private label wines, you'll be able to try a new wine you've never tasted before. All you need to do is take their 7-question quiz so they can gather your taste preferences and deliver wines you're guaranteed to love. Each box is completely unique to your taste palette, meaning no box is ever the same. Each box comes with wine education cards for each bottle that outline the tasting notes, suggested pairings, best serving temperatures, and its origins. Wine wisdom cards help show you how to store and open your wine, keeping it tasting fresh for longer. Now, all Sweet Pea Diaries viewers will get 60% off your first purchase by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thanks again to Bright Cellars Wines for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea, and I'm back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like the video, share the video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what time it is. All right, who I got with me up at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? I got my members, Tiff Confident Not Cocky, Sephora has entered the chat, Sassy Girl 07. Then I got Susie Jones, Together We Break Chains, Joy to the World, Sandra, and Digi Denny. Hey y'all, welcome. I got a little bit of tea for y'all. Now listen, woo child. I got some tea with the whole Quavo Takeoff situation. Someone that I work really closely with to get receipts and whatnot, she DM'd me. Hey, Bougie Barbie. She DM'd me some tea, and I want you guys to take a look at that. So we're going to be really talking about and getting into what actually happened. Now, we've been covering this from the aspect of, you know, just the lies that this so-called witness went on. Hey, Coach LP, my member. Hey, Bougie Barbie. Hey, Lana. Hey, Sandra. I think I did say Sandra. Yeah, I said Sandra. And now we've been coming at it from the aspect of this witness, right? That claims she was there. And, you know, she just had so much to say. And she said she had went down to Houston PD and she gave them her statement and whatnot. And there seemed to be some contradictions in her statement that she made to Storm. And then, you know, we questioned some things when we first played that. But then it has come out that she actually could be a subscriber or moderator of Storm's child. And he kind of gave her, slipped her some change, some coin to come up there and kind of like, you know, give this exclusive for him. You know, he's still trying to get back after that Jaguar interview, child. He's trying to get and hit the 1 million views again. So the Storm Chasers is over there doing anything they can do to get Storm an exclusive. So the people's are saying, honey, that was fake, and I agree with them. So we covered that today, but tonight we are actually going to be looking into what happened really. I'm going to play a video that's going to show what kind of went on prior to this whole situation. There's some tea that I got. I don't know if you guys have heard it, so I'll break it down and we'll go over it. We also have video of Takeoff and Quavo and Entourage at a jeweler in Houston, and I think people probably saw this clip. So we just want to take a look at what was going on prior to the shooting, because they had been out there. It seems as though they've been out there for a couple days, right? And so maybe they had went to Houston for this birthday party. They had been out there maybe the previous day, and then that night. This whole basketball game, we're going to talk about that. So yeah, we're going to really get into it. We also going to be talking about Ye and his whole debacle, but he's getting in people's damn business. Now Shaq and him is beefing, and Shaq really told him, mind your damn business. Don't be questioning nothing that I got going on with my business partners and whatnot. So Shaq and Ye is tussling, child. But Ye has since come out and said that he's about to go on a damn fast, that he's going on some type of fast from talking, sex, alcohol. So we're going to see what kind of fast he going on, because really he do need to shut up. He need to just retreat, pull back. He need to go sit down some damn where. So I guess he's figured it out that he need to shut up and need to get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. He getting his ass on out the goddamn way. Now Spice, the Jamaican dance hall, I guess she is, artist that is on Love and Hip Hop. Spice, hey Marva. Spice, it was rumored on the bloggers page, I guess Ken Barbie, he started this rumor that Spice had went and got surgery against her surgeons, her previous cosmetic surgeons advice. She went on and got surgery anyway and ended up having some type of complications that put her in a coma or something like that. And so, her publicist and people have since come out and said, no, that's not true. She is not in a coma, none of that. And they were saying, because I guess she hadn't been on social media for a while. So that's how these rumors got started. So they come out and say, child, that's not true. But it is true that the doctor did tell her that he did not recommend any more surgery for her. So we're just going to get into the whole cosmetic surgery thing for Black women. Why are they even getting involved in this, right? So let's start with Kanye, okay? Because I think, pretty much people are sick of him, all right? But I want you guys to catch this clip. Now, we know that he spoke out against the Jays, and he also said some pretty alarming things about George Floyd after watching Candace Owens' whole documentary and, feeling like he was, having an awakening, and he went out here on this whole crusade talking about some things. And so, they snatched his money up from him for talking about the Jays. But listen what he has said. He was caught outside of somewhere and he's doing what he do again, talking, and listen to what he said. Okay, wait a minute. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Hold up.
And I question the death of George Floyd. It hurt my people. It hurt the Black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest Black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment that actually, if you look at the definition of DEF CON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed. Yeah. That, and I question the death of George Floyd. It hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment that actually, if you look at the definition of DEF CON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed. Yeah. That, and I question the death of.
Okay, so first of all, Kanye, now, humbling you and taking your money away from you and comparing George Floyd, the knee on his neck, it is nothing compared to the knee on your neck about moving billions of dollars from you. Okay. The knee on George Floyd's neck was murder. He was killed. His life was snuffed out. You getting knee on your neck, getting money taken from you has nothing to do with George Floyd's knee, that knee on the neck comparison. Please don't do that ever again. Do not compare the knee on George Floyd's neck to money being taken from you. Now, of course, the humbling of, I get that. I agree with that because I said that. Like, they snatched his money away and humbled him before the entire world. They showed him that you are not a billionaire unless we allow you to be. You are only what we allow you to be. And that is what he learned from this situation, that you are just like any other black person. That's basically what he was saying. You're going to say, I hurt my people. Duh. That's all I was saying. I was like, you could have said something else. You didn't have to go there with the George Floyd thing because that was near and dear to your people. Those were the words right out of my mouth. He took that right. I was like, was he watching my damn video? Because that's what we said when we did the commentary the other night on him, when we said that he could have used something else and that he was humbled in front of everybody and that they snatched his money up and made him, less than a billionaire in front of everyone to show their power. So I'm confused as to why he's just learning this, that he didn't know that he was a billionaire only because they allowed him. He's like, because of what Adidas is doing, they took your money. Well, this, the reason why it might be so hard for him to understand this. Well, Kanye is also out here in the press telling people why he does not take meds, okay? Why he does not take mental health medication for his issues. Now, this is for this commentary right here. This is for those that say that Kanye is a genius. This is for those that say that Kanye doesn't have mental health issues. Kanye is stating that he has them, but he doesn't take medicine, and this is why. Let me share my screen, champ. Yes, he is admitting that he has mental health issues and he does not take medication. He says Kanye West reveals the specific reason he refuses to take medication for his mental health issues. In 2016, Kanye West was diagnosed with bipolar disorder after having a psychiatric episode that landed him in the hospital. But since then, he's openly talked about being on and off medications. The former billionaire, who now goes by Ye, has been both praised and criticized for how he talks about his own mental health. But his latest revelation is a concerning insight into why he's against medication. Kanye West claims he refuses to take medication because he was misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder. Ye claims he was mentally misdiagnosed and forcibly drugged to be turned into a manageable celebrity. He made the claim in a tweet which contains a screenshot of a text with his former personal trainer. Now, what he puts here, What should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences. So I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well behaved celebrity. I'm going to help you now. This is, I guess, Harley, I guess. Oh, child. Ooh, child. Now I'm going to get I'm clicking on the actual tweet so we can see the text message between him and the trainer. So let me get that. Oh, child. So the trainer says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving, open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. So I guess this is who he's trying to show proof that this is what the trainer said to him. So he had options as to, I guess, what he needed to do to get himself together or to be complicit. He says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving, open conversation, but you don't use cuss words, and everything that is disclosed or discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that your dumb friend told you or you saw in a tweet. So I find that ironic because I think that's what I said when I did my commentary the first time, that Kanye gets his ideas and he gets all this information from people. He gets educated by them, like a Candace Owens, seeing her documentary, and he goes crazy. He goes buck wild. He's like a kid in the candy store that gets information and he doesn't know what to do with it. He gets so excited and he just wants to tell everybody. He wants to apply everything he learns to his life. Something he saw on a tweet, something he saw online, he wants to apply it to himself. So then the person says, well, second option, I can have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. To be honest with you, I don't think that they were really saying that to him. I think that was a joke. I think that was something that they were just being sarcastic. I don't see anyone talking to nobody like this. And, this is Kanye just trying to gaslight everyone to manipulate us. This is what patients do and people do that have these type of disorders. They want to manipulate people into seeing otherwise. Like, yeah, because it's like hot words. It's like they know that people know that these medicines do cause people maybe to be a little lethargic and be like in a zombie land. I mean, I've heard people that have bipolar and have different illnesses, mental health illnesses, say that when they take the medication, it makes them feel like a zombie. They don't have feelings and all these things. So it seems like he's just trying to push people's hot buttons and get people to feel sorry, for him and feel sympathetic, and to try to manipulate the public as to why he should not take medications. Okay. So let's get back to the other article. Okay. So screenshots of a conversation between Ye and his personal trainer, Harley, who happens to be Jewish, show a particularly hostile approach to Ye's mental instability. I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. Paste or mark allegedly text. The first option includes a loving and open conversation where it seems like Pasternak wants to dive into fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told him. The second option, however, was much less accommodating. I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. The message claims that Pasternak had already done it once before, admitted Ye into the hospital by force instead of the rapper going in willingly. What should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand out for my truth, regardless of the consequences, Kanye said in the tweet. Now, conflicting reports in 2016 claimed that Ye either admitted himself to the hospital willingly or an altercation in Pasternak's home had led him there. Okay. Now, in the past, Kanye has openly spoken about his bipolar diagnosis. In August of 2018, he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live and spoke about his bipolar disorder and his decision to write "I Hate Being Bipolar, It's Awesome" on the cover of his album. During the interview, he seemed accepting of his diagnosis and even embraced the mental illness, saying that it's important to have open conversations about mental health. 2 months later, in October of 2018, however, he was meeting with former President Donald Trump in the White House and telling him that he was misdiagnosed. "I was connected with a neuropsychologist that works with the athletes in the NBA and the NFL, and he looked at my brain," Ye told Trump. "He said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation." Then in December of 2018, Ye openly admitted that he had been off the medication for 6 months and told the New York Times in June that he was learning how to not be on meds. He tweeted, "I'm loving the new music I've been working on. 6 months off meds, I can feel me again. Remember when Dark Fantasy came out? I used to tweet a storm also." Months later, in May of 2019, Ye appears on David Letterman's Netflix special, "My Next Guest Needs No Introduction," and spoke once again about his struggles with bipolar disorder. "When you're in this state, you're hyper paranoid about everything. Everyone is now an actor. Everything's a conspiracy," he told Letterman. "You pretty much don't trust anyone." This idea aligns with a lot of his behavior over the years and recently with the fake children in his home and the false Jews control the media narrative. His back and forth between taking the medication his back and forth between taking the medication to subdue his symptoms and not taking the medication in order to be creative are harmful to not only himself but people all around the country, as his anti-Semitic rants have created an unsafe environment for Jewish people. Now, we do know who is controlling the narrative here in the media with this whole, that last part, I ain't with that. Okay. He is not harming Jewish people around the world. He does have freedom of speech, and we cannot forget that. I think they are, teetering a little bit on the line of his freedom of speech. But at the same time, this man is clearly, he needs help. And Kanye is on the verge of being 5150. He's on the verge of someone taking control of him and putting him in a conservatorship. I can see that coming his way because he is erratic. He is clearly having an episode and he needs intervention. He has just been allowed to manage himself, manage his own mental health, and that is just not right. Anyone else on a normal day-to-day would not be able to do that, would not be allowed to do that. And just because he has money, they are allowing him to do that. I don't give a damn how much money he's got. I don't care. He is a danger to himself and others around him. I'm not saying anything about his tweets and all that are danger. His actions, his erratic behavior is dangerous because you don't know what state he's in, and people that are around him, they are going to be the ones that suffer from that. If he decides to go off, if he decides to act out, they're going to suffer. The people around him. So I'm looking for Kanye to be 5150 or a conservatorship placed on him soon. Now he's into it with Shaquille O'Neal. Okay. Child. And what could he be possibly into it with Shaquille O'Neal about? Well, honey, it looks like he was telling Shaquille about his business partners or questioning who he doing business with. And Shaq, Shaq got money, and Shaq was not here for it. Shaq fired back at Kanye West after he questioned his business partners. Shaquille O'Neal had words for Kanye West after Ye accused the retired NBA champion turned sports commentator of allowing his business alignments to control him. The short lived clash began when Yeezy reposted a screenshot of a Fox News article about Shaq's opinion on Kyrie Irving and his recent anti Semitism backlash. The article that reads Shaq rips Kyrie Irving over anti Semitism controversy, calls him an idiot, amped West to claim that the former Lakers player only made that statement due to his business alignments. They make us bully ourselves because of our business alignments, Kanye tweeted on Thursday, November 3rd. Ye turned it up a notch when he made claims about Shaq's business relationship with billionaire Jamie Salter. Shaq is in business with Jamie Salter, Ye said. Jamie first said he's 50-50 with David Beckham and 50-50 with Shaq. I said, Jamie, there's no such thing as 50-50 in business. Who has the extra 1% for the control and voting status? He concluded with, Jamie then said he's actually got the 51% on both those deals. We, as the creators and talent, get so caught up in our vanity that we don't read or understand the fine print. Like Dave Chappelle said, we need to stop giving up control over our own names and our likeness. Shaq responded to Kanye's antics with, believe me, you don't know me like that. Worry about your business. And to quote the once great Kanye West, I got more money than you, so why would I listen to you? He added, take my advice, get your family business in order. Have a great day, brother. Kanye West and Kyrie Irving have both recently rubbed people the wrong way with their thoughts on anti-Semitism. Irving's backlash follows a tweet he sent out linking the film Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. The docu-film has been criticized for having stereotypes and tropes throughout its message. Ye's backlash comes from anti-Semitic comments made about the Jewish community while speaking publicly. Since then, West and Irving have both issued public apologies to the communities they hurt with their statements. Now, this is my thing, okay? When they come out and they do this, hey, Dion, I see you. I'm in the middle of, reading and everything. So don't think I'm ignoring you, girl. I see you. Hey, Coach. Did I say hey? Yeah, I think I did. Hey, allegedly Shady Shannon. Hey, call me darling. I see y'all. Life with the Leonard family. Joy to the world. I said that. Sassy Girl 07. Look at my members stepping in. Hey, April. But, Shaq is basically telling him, listen, stay out of my business. Don't be bringing and worrying about what I got going on. But my whole thing with these celebrities that come out and they make these statements about, the Jays and stuff, then they come back, hey, Felinda. Then they come back and they be like, I'm sorry. They want to apologize. So my whole thing is, why do you say it in the first place? If you know that you're just going to come back and apologize, what do you think that they're going to do? You see what they do with other people when they say it. So why are you going to come out and say it just to apologize? My whole thing is you should just not say it and keep it to yourself, because why put yourself through suspensions and backlash and public humiliation and then be forced to apologize when you could have just not said anything? Because if you're not going to stand for yourself and stand for what you really believe in, if you really believe these things when you said them, what is the point of apologizing? Because it's like they just whipped you into submission. They just said, if you want your money and if you want to play ball and if you want to be a rapper and if you want to be a billionaire, if you want to do all these things, you better bow down and say what we say or we're going to take it from you. So if you know that you're just going to apologize, why do it in the first place? This is what I don't get with people. Why say it? You already have seen what they do. So what you think? You're going to be the odd man out? You seen what they did to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is a perfect example. Everyone in the world saw what they did to Nick Cannon. So what makes you think that you're going to come out? Kyrie, you seen what they was doing to Kanye. What made you think you were going to come out and they were going to treat you any different? This is what I don't get about these people. If you meant these things, why are you apologizing? Because you want that money. See, and that's the thing. Money is the root to all sorts of evils because they want the money. They don't want to go back to being broke. They don't want to go back to being poor. They don't want to come back and live with us, live in our neighborhoods, live around us, honey. They want us to watch them live. They want to stay right where they're at. So they are willing to do what? In a sense, sell their soul, sell out to these people, act like a good little boy, go back to being a good old boy so that they can keep the money. Because my whole thing is, why say anything anyway? And y'all can step in the chat and let me know what you think about it. If you catch the replay, please comment. I would like to know what you think. If a person comes out, they are a celebrity, they're a rapper, they got billions, millions of dollars, and they come out and speak their, like, look at what's his name? Kaepernick. He's the only one that stuck to his guns. He lost it all. He did not change his message. He did not apologize. He did not do any of that. He took the knee and continued taking the knee. And other people followed. He had a whole career in front of him. These people, like a Kyrie Irving, like a Kanye West, they have come out and said the things that they said. And now, because they get the money's taken from them, they get opportunities taken from them, they apologize. Well, why did you say it to begin with? Kyrie won't be in the NBA that long. Watch, because he did a lot they didn't like publicly. But why apologize? If you know that you're going to do these things and want to take this stance, you got to think about all that when you go to do it. You got to know what the consequences are going to be. You see it done to everybody else. What makes you think you're any different? So I need to know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, what you think about it. Do you think that they should just not say anything at all if this is how they feel? Should they just keep it to themselves if they're only going to apologize? Or do you think they should just not apologize and stand firm? Stand firm and lose it all? Let me know what you think. Now, Kanye said that he is going on a fast. He is going to give up talking, give up alcohol and sex for a month. Okay. This man is this is how you know that he is in a mental health crisis. This is bipolar. I'm telling you, this is what it looks like, because he's all over the place. He's so erratic. He's up, he's down, he's high, he's low, he's everywhere. Now he wants to go on a fast and he wants to shut up and be quiet, right? Okay, now he says he's giving up talking, alcohol, and sex for a month. I'm trying to get the volume, child. Trying to get it to play, y'all. Hold up. It's just going in a circle, going in a circle. Okay, so they're not going to speak. We're going to have to read it. So the 45-year-old rapper took to Twitter to reveal that he's going on a verbal fast as part of a 30-day cleanse, which will involve not speaking to anybody throughout the time period. He says, I am taking a 30-day fast, a 30-day cleanse, a verbal fast, no alcohol, no adult films, no intercourse. In God we praise, amen. But my Twitter still lit. Child, this man is off his rocker, okay? I'm not talking to nobody for a month, it said. But minutes after posting the message, the Praise God hitmaker shared several tweets. I'm a bit sleepy, but tomorrow, I promise, it will be all love speech, guys. I promise. It comes after Kanye was suspended from Twitter last month after he posted an anti-Semitic, I can't say that word, a tweet against the Jays. But new Twitter owner Elon Musk confirmed last week that the star's account had been restored. Twitter will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints. No major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. This is what Elon and them said down here to the Twitter. So why did you restore already Kanye West's account? Twitter should not be a platform to spew racism and anti-Semitism. So that is what the people that's writing this article saying. If you said you wasn't going to make any decisions about, restoring accounts and all that, why did you give him his? Ye's account was restored by Twitter before the acquisition. They did not consult with or inform me, is what Elon said. So, child, that's that, honey. Kanye is going on a fast. He said he's giving up, you know what I'm saying? He's going to give up sex. He's going to give up speaking. He's not going to be talking, because I guess he wants to go, a spiritual cleanse, a journey. I don't know. But this man need to sit his ass down somewhere. That it's clear. He need to just go away and just recharge. There's nothing wrong with that. He needs to go sit his ass down. Okay? Because it's just too much talking. You know how sometimes people talk so much, you just get sick of hearing them? Some people can talk so much, they get sick of hearing themselves. That's how I feel he should be feeling at this time. He's probably sick of hearing himself. He's like, I need to go sit down somewhere. So let me go pull back and recharge. Hopefully he'll come back, with a clearer mind. And usually when people reset and recharge, they get a new, found way of thinking, and maybe they can put some shit together and overcome the madness. Because no talking, finally. Right? Child, like, will you please? Kanye needs to take more than 30 days, and Kyrie should have stood 10 toes down because he wasn't lying. And I'm not woke. I've been awake. See, and my thing is with these, go on a retreat of 30 years. My thing with this is when they come out and they step out and they have these ideas and stuff that they believe in and they represent, my thing is, why even fucking do it if you're gonna just apologize? Like, you don't think that they're gonna suspend you, they're gonna take your shit from you? They do it. You see, this is what they do to people. So when you come out and you think that you're just gonna, I don't know if they be high, they be drunk, I don't know what makes them say these things. Because if you're just going to apologize, I don't see what the point was. But Kanye, if you, in that statement that you heard him say out front with those people, comparing money being snatched from him, that was a knee on his neck. He compared that to George Floyd, the knee being on George Floyd's neck. So now he sees what it's like to have a knee on his neck. He said, what better way to humble a black man, a billionaire at that, but to take his money in front of the whole world? That's a great way to humble him. He needed to be humbled. Like he just going too far. He just saying too much shit. So now all of a sudden you needed to be humbled. Like, so what about all the shit you was saying and the people that believed you and they was ready to? Kanye had people ready to go to war. Like he had people ready to risk it all. They was ready to go to the cliffs and just retire with him and have this city and do all that. And now you get up here and apologize. So you're basically telling these people that you didn't mean shit that you said. Again, it's about money. These people love money and they worship money. They're not real. They're not woke. Because if they were, they would be 10 toes down. They would be standing 10 toes down. They can be bought. Their souls can be bought with money. Okay? Because that's the first thing you see them do. What? Apologize. Now, Spice. There was rumors that Spice was in some type of coma or she had a medical emergency after getting some more surgery and being told no by her own surgeon, that they said she went on over there to DR and got the surgery anyway. And they're saying she had a heart attack, was in a coma and all this stuff. Her people coming out and saying it is not true. There have been rumors floating around the internet that Spice has been hospitalized in the Dominican Republic. There are claims that the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star traveled there for plastic surgery and suffered complications that left her in a coma. Her booking agent, Ray Alexander, released a statement addressing these rumors. Spice hasn't had a heart attack. Neither is she in a coma. Those are all lies. The rumors were caused by people not knowing where she was and because she hadn't posted on Instagram. Can you imagine not posting on Instagram and people thinking there's something wrong because you haven't posted? They go straight to you supposed to be you in a coma and you done had a heart attack and you have dead because you have not posted on social media. Okay. Again, they be thinking that the public is crazy and stupid. Okay. You be thinking that people stupid and really believe this. I think she probably did have some type of issues and they didn't want it to get out and now they trying to clean it up. Because you really think just because we don't see people post on Instagram all the time, we don't go straight to thinking that they had a coma and that they had a heart attack and they suffered some type of come on, ma'am. Come on now. I kind of think that it might be true. All right. But her peoples are saying that this is not true. So allegedly she went on over there and had the surgery after her physician told her that she should not go. Now, Spice's original surgeon recommended that she not get any more cosmetic surgery. And blogger Ken Barbie claimed that Spice's doctor recommended that she not go under the knife anymore. It is now being said that she was turned away from her previous doctor as he did not recommend her getting anything else done. Things took a turn when she went to another as a result. This is what they tweeted. The surgeon. An Instagram page called Beauty and the Surgeon alleged that the 40-year-old artist went to another plastic surgeon after her original surgeon, Dr. Marco Soto, refused to do another cosmetic procedure. There are claims that this surgeon is less experienced. I was informed Spice attempted to go back to her round one surgeon, Dr. Marco Sotos, and was denied because he felt she did not need any further surgery done. Unfortunately, she went to a less experienced alleged surgeon, which we see many do in this situation. At Dr. Rafael Sanchez Acosta, who operated on her at Cessipler, I will not disclose further information with respect to her loved ones and her safety, but knowing the hospital she's at, it's for severe cases. She truly needs everyone's prayers. I also want you girls to please be careful with this so-called consultants you're booking that are not experienced and pushing those new surgeons to put them on the map. She did not learn about this surgeon on her own. She was misguided, and you could be too. He's not on my trusted list of surgeons that I recommend to my clients. Now, this was the page that reported that, that said that was the Beauty and a Surgeon. Our prayers are up for Spice Official. These people are the ones that said this. They said that knowing the hospital she was at It's for severe cases. She truly needs everyone's prayers. I also want you girls to please be careful with these so-called consultants you're booking that are not experienced and pushing these new surgeons to put them on the map. She did not learn about this surgeon on her own. She was misguided, and you could be too. He's not on my trusted list of surgeons that I recommend to my clients. Please be careful, ladies. So why would this, like, Ken Barbie didn't do anything but repost what he saw on their page. So why would a page that knows about surgery, knows about doctors, they seem to know what hospital she was at. It wasn't like they just said, oh, this is a rumor because she wasn't on Instagram. We ain't seen her on Instagram, and so we think that she. No, they claim to have known what hospital she was in. Okay. Now, it could be true that she wasn't in a coma and she didn't have a heart attack, but that doesn't mean that she did not suffer complications after going and having more work done at the, and her own doctor advising against it. So I think I'm inclined to believe the story that she did have more work done and that she suffered some type of complications. Because why would they know where she was at? All right. Now, my thing is Black women. What is it with this whole trend with them wanting these surgeries and wanting to get pumped and get all this shit pumped up in them? I don't understand it. We are naturally thick. We naturally got bodies naturally. So why do they need to keep pumping themselves with this stuff that is proven to be lethal? It's proven to be not healthy. But they want to go for these looks. They just want these looks. And it's just, what are you going to do when your body starts growing? You're getting older. Women go through different phases in life. You start from a young girl, you go to the teenage, you go to the young woman, young adult, then you go to a middle-aged woman, then you go to an older woman, and your body grows and goes, your bone structure changes, all of this. So what are they going to do as their bodies start getting older and their bodies start changing? Like, that stuff going to start sagging. That stuff going to start leaking. That stuff's going to start. Look at Hazel E. Look at all the complications that she has had from these surgeries. That shit going to start going into your bloodstream, and it definitely can cause some type of reaction or cause like some type of heart attack or something like that. So I believe that the girl was laid up in a hospital somewhere, and the tea just got out, and they didn't want it to get out. Because there's no way that they had specific down to the hospital. Okay. So I believe it. Y'all let me know what you think. Getting more surgeries. They just keep getting them, right? I think I heard the girls that were getting surgery as well in DR are the ones who reported it. I'm with you, Sweet Pea, because she was always posting. Yep. I'm with you, Sweet Pea. Okay. I think she had some kind of complications. I do too. And I think that they just didn't want people to know. I don't think they wanted it to get out because there's no way that they had the hospital. Like, these people were specific. They said they knew what hospital. Okay. So you guys drop in the comments and let me know what you think about this. Now, I'm going to issue a disclaimer. We're getting ready to be talking about the whole situation with Takeoff. Okay. Now, hey, princess, be like Madonna and keep getting work. That's exactly, like, look how old she is. And just, it just looks horrible. Be like Masons and keep getting work. Was it her being 40 and allegedly a high risk? I can't believe it. I mean, speedy recovery to her and everything, but they need to just stop it. I mean, Black women, we already are built. And Spice is Jamaican. She's built. I don't know if she was built before, if this body that she has is because of surgery. I don't know what she's looked like because I've never followed her. So I don't know. I've only seen her on Love and Hip Hop. Are there pictures before? Did she have this body? Was she always thick, or is this a result of surgery? Let me know. But I'm just like, girl, listen, if they told you, I mean, just, it's enough. You look fine. But they get addicted to it. I think that's what I've heard, that they get addicted to the procedures. They get addicted to having it. I think Cardi is on that. Cardi is teetering on that line. That's my baby and everything. But Cardi B is teetering on that. She's getting a little addicted to plastic surgery. And while I'm all with being happy and doing what pleases you, because she looks great, I'm just like, Cardi, don't get nothing else done. You're perfect like that. Just stay. If you're gonna get the little cosmetic stuff to keep the upkeep going, I know you're gonna get the little Botox, that's fine. But I don't think she needs any more work done, nothing else, no more enhancements, no more anything. I think she's perfect. Just leave it. But I think they get addicted and they just like getting it done. And I think now the whole surgery and getting body done and teeth and all that, I think that it's the thing to do when they get money. It's like a rite of passage. You get money, you get in the industry, and you get your body done. I think that's what it is. I have pictures of Spice as an adult. She was very skinny. Okay. Vanity is a sickness. Yes, it is. The new Love and Hip Hop girls are plastic. Yes, they are. Exactly. Addicted and never being satisfied. Teetering. No, she's addicted. Sorry. Vanity is also a sin. Yes, it is. They're treating these surgeries like tattoos. Yes, they are. And, it's like, it's a rite of passage. And then when you are a girl in the industry that doesn't get it done, it's like they're pressured because they see everybody around them. Look at JT. It was like she couldn't wait till she got out of jail. She was on the table immediately, honey. She went and got that body. Boom. They coaching them probably had her papers and her shit ready. Like, here go your appointment. Here, we paid for it already. Gone. It's like they go like it's like they're getting their fix. Like they go to these spas, they go to these, get the Botox treatments and injections. When did you watch the on Zeus? What's her name? Black China. And did you see how they just go to the spa? She just goes to the spas to get these injections, and they go like it's just, going shopping or going to the mall. I'm going to get my injections, I'm going to get my Botox. It's like it's a part of their life. Like they love it. They have to get it done, so I don't know. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. Child, would you get it done? I mean, if I could, if I had the money, I think I would get a little 1-2-1-2. I think I would get my breasts lifted. They're not sagging or anything now. Like they're not, but I've had 3 kids and I'm in my 40s, but they have a little meat to them. They're not saggy. Like to my chest, I have meat, they're good. And they still have the little honey. They still stand up like quarters when they get cold and everything. But, if I had money, I would probably get them lifted up. I wouldn't get anything stuffed in them because I have nice little size girls, but I would just get them, get them lifted and get them fluffed. And I probably might get a little, stomach lipo or something. I would get enhancements to my body, just fixed. I wouldn't get anything put in it or injected. You know what I mean? I would just get it tightened up. The lazy workout. That's what I would get. I wouldn't get no fillers or nothing like that. I would just get my own stuff fluffed. Fluffed and buffed. But I'm all with it. Like if you want to get little things to make yourself feel good and make yourself look good, I don't see anything wrong with it, but just don't go overboard. We don't need you coming in here looking like a plastic doll. I'm a plastic doll in a baby bed. We don't need none of that, okay? Just get a little fluff and tough, fluff and puff of your own girls. Get your girls to stand up some. Ain't nothing wrong with it. My daughter has had 2 BBLs, breasts and teeth done. Okay. I feel like Mona Scott started this as every woman on that franchise show has had plastic surgery. It's way OOOC, like it's a requirement. Right. I mean, I think it's the vanity thing. He said vanity is a sin. I think it's the vanity thing. Yeah. That princess said 2. Now, you look very young, Allison Grayson. You look like, a mom, but you don't look old. And, like it looks like maybe you have a young daughter, maybe in her 20s. So my thing is, why would she need BBLs and her breast done already in her 20s? And that's the thing with these kids. They don't need it. Their tits are already sitting up straight and perky and everything. So like, what do you need them for? But they want, I guess they want to get them bigger, and then the BBL. Like, what do you need that for? You already got a nice little shape. You're in your 20s. You're young. You don't need it. Like, why would she need? It seemed like she's got to still be young. Is she happy with the results? Rita said, Allison. I wanted breasts all my life. I thought about doing them recently and had a reality check. I will need them rotated in 10 years. In 10 years, I'll be almost 60. I wish I would have done it in my late 20s. But I mean, in your 20s, you still got a little perky breasts, right? I wouldn't mind a breast lift because I'm older as well. So I get you, Sweet Pea. Right, Sassy. Thanks for the $5, girl. Exactly, Sweet Pea. And shit's still going to change naturally. Right. Your body is still going to naturally evolve as you get older. Your bone structure changes and all of that. So drop in the comments and let me know what you think about this BBL conversation. Would you do it? What would you get done if you had the opportunity? Now, let's move on to Quavo and this whole situation with Takeoff. Now, there have been a lot of rumors speculating. There's been a lot of stuff going around. Now, we have been on this story kind of on the DL, all right? I don't like to put out information and do conspiracy theories unless it's like a deep dive and, we're doing it on some old time celebrities and even, like we did the little Nicki Minaj thing. That was cute. But this is an active investigation. This is a death of a person in hip hop that was loved and adored. And he's the quiet one. He's been known as the quiet one. And so people are really sensitive. There's a lot of sensitivity around this. For me, it is. I don't know about the younger people, but for me, it is. It's a lot of sensitivity around it. And I am a mother. I'm a mother of a young boy, and I'm a mother of a young adult girl. And I see both sides. I'm also a mother of a child that is in the LGBT plus community. So I get it from all angles. So I understand what these kids go through. I understand the pressures. I understand the violence. I understand where they're at in the world. So I don't want to ever exploit anyone's death because there's a mother out here that's mourning her son, right? So we just been really trying to be careful and tiptoe around this story. But I have to give this information because what I found out today was a little alarming to me. So apparently, remember that we had the girl that went on Storm Show. And remember, she said that this thing started in the 5th Ward. Now, I have now since found why she said that. And I'm still going with, I really don't think that this girl really was there. I don't think I'm gonna keep leaning towards that. Like at first I was like, maybe she was there. But then now, as we've starting to find out that Storm was possibly set this whole thing up, that it was it was somebody that is on his as maybe a moderator or somebody that knew Storm and they knew, now that this is coming out, I'm starting to lean towards, I don't even know if the girl was even there, right? She says she came from Houston PD, but how do we know that? A person could say anything. We don't got no receipts. We ain't see it. We don't know if it was true or not. So she said that this thing started in the 5th Ward, right? She was like, it didn't have nothing to do. Quavo and Takeoff was trying to stop stuff from happening. They was intervening from other people's arguments, which it was not true at all. So I'm like, I don't know. Was she put up to confuse the story? Did she come up there purposely? Did Storm bring her up there for this to confuse people and to kind of like throw people off the scent of the real person that did this and all this? Because she said that they didn't have guns. The only people that had guns was Jazz's camp and all this stuff. And that is just totally not true. So information that I have been getting and videos that I have been seeing, everything that she said is just completely contradicted. So when she said that this started in the 5th Ward, I'm going to show you why she said that. She saw a video on Jazz's Instagram, okay? And this is what it is. And this is why she said that.
He in that candy thing without the swing. He in that candy thing without the swing, man. Hold up. Hey, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit straightening going on. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, nephew. Hey, man. That's how we rock. Put that in the back. Hold on, man.
Got that big old boxer back there.
Hey man,
Got that heavyweight back there.
Don't think we playing. Don't think we playing, man. Hey man, we got a little bit straightening going on. Yeah, the biggest. I see nephew in the back seat back there. Okay.
He said it's mob shit.
Yeah.
Look at this mob shit, man. You know what I'm saying, me? Hey, get it.
Okay. Now that is the video that you just saw. That is Jazz, Jay Prince's son, the other Jazz. That's the one that the party was actually for. Okay. Now that is them before they went to the party. As you can see, the gun is in the seat. The uncle was kind of like already nervous. So the story that I'm getting, so what you see in the car is Quavo and his people. They're going to go, and it looks like they got a gun sitting out in the seat. So earlier, prior to this dice game, you remember the video that we played earlier today where you hear them at the bowling alley and you hear Quavo saying, they're arguing, and you hear Quavo saying, I don't want to play basketball. Like, I don't want to. Okay, let me get out of here before I hurt somebody. So allegedly what the story is. Now okay, let me play this one more time. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to play this and show you something else real quick.
He in that candy thing without the swing. He in that candy thing without the swing, man. Hold up. Hey, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit straightening going on. You feel me? Yes, sir, nephew. Hey, man. That's how we rock. Put that in the back. Hold on, man.
Got that big old boxer back there.
Hey man,
Got that heavyweight back there.
Don't think we playing. Don't think we playing, man. Hey man, we got a little bit straightening going on. Yeah, the biggest. I see nephew in the back seat back there. Okay.
He said it's mob shit.
Yeah.
Look at this mob shit, man. You know what I'm saying, me? Hey, get it.
Okay, so they're saying that when they got to the actual dice situation, there had already been a situation where they were arguing because Quavo was owed money from this dice game. And they previously earlier had been playing basketball. Now they had played basketball, and I'm going to show you who shot him, but it wasn't the guy in the back seat. The guy in the back seat was Wire and Chavis, and that's he's of the camp of Quavo. They were trying to go around trying to say it was him, but it was not him. It's this other guy, and I'm going to show you. It's a person that is part of Jay Prince's crew, or people that know them or whatever. But what they're saying is that the boy was supposed to do this, but he wasn't supposed to get caught. Nobody was supposed to know that he actually did this, right? So the way it was explained to me, and I can't reveal because there's a lot of people that are coming out talking. They're giving DMs, they're giving receipts and stuff, and you can't really say who these people are because they don't want you to say. So the way it was explained to me, and I'm going to say allegedly, but the way it was explained to me from the DMs that I got was that there was a basketball game that they played, and it was like a friendly game of basketball. So when they got to the actual party, they was playing dice, and they were playing dice, and it was over money or something like that. And I guess the dude didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay up the money. So they offered a game of basketball instead. And that's why you hear Quavo saying, I already did that. Y'all seen me play basketball yesterday. He's like, we already play basketball. I don't want to play basketball. Basically, like, I want my money. And so what they're saying is like, it was already tension before they got to the venue or whatever. It was already tension. And I guess apparently they already owed him money, and they wanted to do a game of basketball to kind of like even it out, I guess, for the money that was owed for the dice. And Quavo wasn't trying to hear it, and they was like arguing. He walked off. And so what they say is the boy that I'm going to show you a picture of, and you can kind of see from the camera angles, like you can see their feet and shit like that. And like the boy shot him in the head, grabbed him and shot him in the head. And from what I'm hearing, that they snatched his chains. And then you can see that in that video prior, like it just feels kind of like they was filming them and filming their, what they had. And he made a point to show the gun in the back seat. It just felt like a setup to me. I'm like, did they bring them there to set them up to rob them? So from what the report that I got in my DM was that it was over money, and they wanted to try to settle it with basketball. And Quavo was like, nah, I want my money. And so that's why he was like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Let me walk off before I hurt somebody, whatever. And then he got shot in the head. It's just all kinds of rumors, but that's what this person said to me. So then they said that this boy here is the one that did the situation. Okay. This boy here, he's the one that did the situation. Little Cam. Okay. Now this was his last post on Instagram. And then Jay Prince posted on his, I guess, social media saying, listen and slow to speak. Therefore, to whomever is responsible for pulling that bullet in my little nephew's head, let it be known that you can't hide behind me, beside me, or anywhere near me, because I don't tolerate dumb shit. And that's the boy beside him. That's the boy behind him. So these pictures were already, you know what I'm saying, out. These are previous pictures. So people are saying, he's saying like, they know that it's him. Here he is being seen here, standing around. There he is back there. Okay. And there's Quavo. And then there he is from this angle. And then when they got him running out the door with the strap around him. This is the girl, Sydney, who was also shot in the head, but she survived. So you know that since she survived, she's going to be speaking. Okay. And they say that tubes and everything have been removed from her. So she's probably going to be able to speak and tell them what happened. Now, also, we had footage of the jeweler where Takeoff and Quavo actually went prior to, I guess, earlier in that day or the day before.
Johnny Dang, owner of Johnny Dang Iced Out Jewelry, was one of the last stops Takeoff would make just hours before the downtown shooting at 810 Billboard and Bowling.
We open late for you because that's a convenient that I always take care of them.
Surveillance video from inside Dang's Richmond Avenue store shows Takeoff and Quavo with entourage entering the store around 7 p.m. Monday night. Dang says the two came in to have some pieces clean and look at some other items.
Of course, man, I was so sad. Right here, I just stand right here. If you can see, be able to see video, he just sat right there on Monday night.
Police say the rapper was shot and killed after an argument broke out at the bowling alley rented out for a private party early Tuesday morning. Dang says Takeoff and members of the Atlanta-based group Migos always showed love when in Houston.
But they keep buying it, whenever they go to Houston, he just stop by, hanging out, and buy some new stuff.
describing 28-year-old Takeoff as a soft-spoken guy who always kept to himself.
Takeoff is the one, is very, very quiet, so nice. I've been around with them so many times.
He says the loss has been devastating for the hip-hop community.
Losing, lost one of the member like Takeoff is a very big loss.
Now, we did see investigators back out here today gathering information and surveying the area. Houston police are continuing to urge anybody that was out here that night to say something. Reporting in downtown, Brittany Ford.
Okay, and so then I'm going to read this. Article about the investigation and what they're learning, because it kind of does. Hey, Adriana, my member, because it kind of does coincide with what the story that I got about the argument when they're saying that it was over a dice game. It was because it was money involved, and they wanted to try to then say, well, let's settle it with basketball. And then, like Princess says, some people say that basketball could be a code word for dice or whatever, but he said, I don't want to play basketball. We just did that yesterday. And then that makes sense to me because Tuesday is when it happened, and you can hear here that Monday they was out there buying jewelry and doing everything. So to me, it was like they went out there for the party, but they went a day earlier. They was hanging out, playing ball, because Quavo likes to play basketball. And so it could have just been some shit, you know what I'm saying, where people knew that they had these jewelry, money and everything. And Jay Prince and them, they got money, but they ain't got what they got. And it seems like these kids these days, they will rob you. They don't give a fuck whether you got money, a lot of money or no money. And it seems like the ones that hangers around, people that are hanging on, they be the ones that are the trigger men and all of that. So my whole thing is, it could have been a robbery. It could have been where they was jealous, wanted their jewelry, because I heard that once he got shot in the head, they stood over him and grabbed his shit. So I don't know how true that is, but that's just what I heard. But and of course, okay. He snatched Takeoff chain before he shot the gun, also ran back and grabbed stuff, and then ran out the door entrance and back in. So that's where the whole snatching the chain, because I did hear that the chain got snatched off and whatnot. So it just feels like to me, because I'm from a city, Philadelphia. Y'all know I'm from Philly. And stuff like that goes on all the time. People get set up all the time. They get set up. These rappers now are going places and they are not safe. People are robbing them. Look at P&B Rock. People don't care. And a lot of times when you're going into somebody else's hood, these rappers, they got to be careful. They got to be careful, because just because you're a celebrity and just because you are really a target, and they think because they big time and I just told you, their bodyguards and their people, look at it. It's their uncles and people. They're not professional bodyguards. They need professionals with them. They got their uncles and cousins and people like that as part of their security. They got a gun just sitting out in the car on the seat. Like, listen, you got to take it more serious. So the boy Little Cam is the one that people are saying he's the one that is of interest, the person of interest, and they say he's the one that shot him. And you can see from all the angles that it appears that way. Exactly. No gun training at all. And when you shoot a gun, that shit snap back. If you don't know about that, you can actually break your arm, break your finger. You can really hurt yourself shooting a gun and not knowing how, as well as shoot others. Because it seems to be, that's what the rumor is, that the manager shot back at the person and actually shot the girl Sydney in the head. Thank God she made it. But again, because these weapons are so strong, they have so much power, that kickback is vicious. I wouldn't go anywhere without my security. I don't care how anyone would feel. Yup, Caesar from Black Ink got his chain taken in ATL for not asking the hood for permission before opening up a tattoo shop. Okay, Shot a girl in the head. Yes, the girl Sydney. If you see his hashtag on his bio on Twitter, it's creepy. It's not weapons. Right. Thank God. Hope she recovers. Exactly. So this is what the police investigation, this is where they are as of now, and it's kind of makes sense to me. So they said the Houston police are investigating an argument that led to Takeoff's passing earlier this week. Hip hop lost one of the most biggest stars, Amigos rapper Takeoff. He was shot and killed outside of a local bowling alley in Houston after gunfire erupted from 2 firearms. This occurred after an argument ensued between Quavo and a group of men. According to TMZ, this argument is now being investigated by police in Houston. Initially, Quavo reportedly got angry due to losing in a dice game. The argument lingered outside of the bowling alley, which soon turned into a discussion about who could beat who in a game of basketball. Okay. And the reason I said that is that's what I was saying. It turned to that because they had already been playing basketball the day before. And he said, I don't want to play basketball. I want my money. They wanted to play basketball to kind of settle off the debt. That's what it was said to me in my DM. And he was like, no, I want my money. 10 shots went on to be fired as Quavo was leaving the scene. People quickly scattered, but Takeoff was hit in the middle of the crossfire. Police have since stated that no arrests have been made yet, but there is one person of interest. This is a man who has been seen armed with a gun in his pocket. Tributes have since poured in for Takeoff from names such as Beyonce, LeBron James, and Quality Control Music record label. Quavo and Takeoff understandably still haven't publicly spoken yet. Offset, listen. Now they was writing too fast. They said Quavo and Takeoff understandably still haven't spoken yet. You mean Quavo and Offset? Goodness gracious, y'all writing too fast. Offset did change his Instagram to a photo of Takeoff. And this is what the police is saying, child.
And we know it. This morning at about approximately 2:34 a.m., officers received a call of a shooting in progress. Officers arrived there shortly thereafter. The location is a downtown location, the billiards bowling alley located at 1201 San Jacinto Street here in the downtown area. Once officers arrived, they came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kersnick Ball, better known as Takeoff. He's a member of the Migos rap group out of Atlanta. And I want to pause again because sometimes the hip hop community gets a bad name. And I know, and evident from this city and people who I have a personal relationship, a lot of great people in our hip hop community. And I respect them. But back to Takeoff. I got many calls from Houston and outside of Houston. And everyone spoke of what a great young man this is, how peaceful he is, what a great artist. And I'm calling up on everybody, our hip hop artists in Houston and around the nation. We got to police ourselves. It is so many talented individuals, men and women in that community who, again, I love and I respect. And we all need to stand together and make sure nobody tears down that industry. And I'm calling to start here in Houston, here and possibly as early as next week. I want to meet with some of our artists and see how we can taper things down.
Now, people are saying that the police chief, and I even see it here with Miss P Boutique, she says that our police chief, Troy, probably has Prince personal cell and has called him. Both brothers grew up here. Troy been on the force over 30 years. And just in his speech just there, I get a feeling that he knows Jay Prince. And I would hope that this is, that they catch the boy that did this, and that, they can put this situation, that they can actually address it and do something. And I hope it's just not thrown under the rug or given a pass or a blind eye turn because of who it is. It just sounds like he believes in, Jay Prince and his family, because it just sounds like he knows him and that he believes in, that they aren't at fault or any wrongdoing was done by them. I believe it was the young buck that I showed you, and he's a part of their entourage. But I just feel as though there may have been something that was set up and staged to do, maybe by the boy Jazz and that boy Lil Cam. But it just doesn't feel right and doesn't sit right with me that he would be shot in the head. Usually when a fight breaks out, you just shoot someone, pop, 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 pop. But in the head, like a direct contact in the head, and then a couple more times, you know what I'm saying? Like that could have been fire from, in my opinion, the other two shots probably didn't even come from the weapon of the person that shot him in the head. Because by the time he shot him in the head, he probably done ran off. And the bullets that were flying might have caught him in the other parts of his body. Because how do you shoot someone in the head, then shoot them in other parts of their body? That just don't sound right. It doesn't even seem physically possible to occur that fast. Like, I'm going to shoot you in the head, point blank range, then I'm going to shoot you in your arm and leg or where else. That sounds like to me that was fire that might have been returned from the other gun. Like, right. Migos bands accidentally hit him. I believe that might have been because that happens all the time. Like I said, they shoot these guns and they do not know the power of them. They don't know the kickback. And I'm sorry if people get upset, but people get accidentally shot all the time. Now, the contact wound to the head, I do believe that the boy did it. They said they believe others were shooting as well. You can hear it. It was 10 guns. 10 shots. Clearly, that didn't come from one, right? Once that boy shot, the Migos and them was shooting. Please, you think they just stood there? So the reports that they didn't have, no, please, they shot back. There's no way that they would just stand there. They had a gun in the car earlier. But what spooked me out was the fact that Jazz made it a point to show that gun sitting in that car. Why would he make a point to show us a gun sitting on the seat? Usually you don't snitch people out like that. Show weapons on Instagram? You showing that they got a gun sitting in the seat? It just seemed like you wanted it to be seen. Like, so when the shit hit the fan, they can say, well, they had a gun too. We don't know. Maybe they shot them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they was the one that did it. Just like now, that is what some of the narratives are. That people are thinking that they shot his own camp, killed him. So it was a reason that he showed that gun. It was a reason he did that live. And it just seemed he was focusing on the jewels. People are saying that it was a setup to get the jewelry because he knew that he had went to see Johnny before that day, the day before. So, it's just sad and it's just tragic. But these kids, these young kids, in these hip hop communities, they went out to Houston. They went out there to go to the party, and they didn't think that they would be set up to be robbed. And that just seems like what it is to me. I feel like it could have been a setup to be robbed for their jewelry, their monies, or whatever. And because there was money already owed with this whole game thing. And then they were like, well, let's play the basketball. And he's like, I already did that, bro. You see me playing, but we played basketball already. I don't care nothing about no basketball. I want my money. That's what I was told. It was over that. They wanted to try to settle it with a game of basketball. Somebody told me that sometimes in the hood or whatever, if you're gambling or, shooting dice and stuff like that, and you lose or something, you can try to settle it out with playing basketball or doing something else to settle off the debt. And he was basically like, no, I want my money. That's what I heard. It doesn't have to be true, but it just seems like that to me, that there was something they wanted, that them jewels, they wanted that money maybe that they had or something, because you don't shoot somebody point blank in the head You don't accidentally shoot somebody in the head. That's an execution. However you do it, you got to put it to their head. You got to aim it at their head. You got to grab them and put it to their head. That's the execution style. You don't accidentally shoot someone in the head. The other wounds were accidental. Those I can believe were accidental. Because Migos people had bang bangs, and she said only J Prince people had them, which is false. Period. And that's what we said earlier today. She said that, and that was clearly false. She also said that Quavo didn't have nothing to do with it, that Takeoff and him were trying to diffuse an argument between other people. That's not true. The argument was with Quavo. Clearly. And then she was like, they was the only ones with guns. You can't have guns to be around Jazz. Jazz people search you. Yeah, probably the general public, ma'am. They search the people that coming in, the girls, the men that are coming in that are not part of the celebrity groups. But the celebrities and their entourage and their security, they are very much allowed to keep their security guns, okay? They ain't gonna come up in there if they not gonna be able to be packing. They wouldn't have came, period. Because Migos people have, we read that. I wonder if there will be retaliation. Well, they are saying that the streets, that the streets are kind of not safe right now in Houston. But the way J Prince is standing up, it sounds like he's standing for Quavo and them. And from what I'm hearing, Takeoff people have been calling and threatening the Prince family. So it seems like Prince has taken the stand of wanting to join forces and be with them, and kind of disowning this little Cam person, basically saying you on your own. You on your own. That's why he said, you can't, whoever did this to my little nephew, you can't stand beside me, behind me. He basically was sending a message to him. Don't come around us. Don't be looking to us for protection. We done. We're not helping you. You on your own. Another young lady who was standing next to Takeoff in the video you just showed also made a couple videos. She said it was an accident. Well, him getting shot in the head was not an accident. Child. And at this point, people can be coming out saying anything, because they might be putting people up to saying stuff to try to get them out, get them out of the clear or whatever. But it's clear that the police will do their investigation, and I really hope that they get to the bottom of it and they can sort it all out, and the proper people will go down to the police station and give the proper statements, because it's really those that were there. The girl that got shot that made it, her statement is going to be very important. Of course, Quavo, he's standing right there and seeing everything. You know what I'm saying? And people that were standing right next to Takeoff, these people were there. So I'm really hoping that they're not going to do this whole snitching thing and we don't talk thing. I really hope that they go down there and do the right thing and give the information, because it's clear that people know what happened. It was right there in front of everybody. They seen it. But the whole thing of him getting shot in the head, then the jewelry and all this snatching of the jewelry and everything. Look, they had just went to the jeweler the day before. He said he got some stuff clean and bought some new things. So you don't think J Prince Jr. and Jazz and them, you don't think they knew? You don't think Jazz knew that they went over there and bought jewelry and they see how they got them jewels and all that money? People are getting set up all the time. It'd be the people that you least expect setting you up. So that's just my take on it. That's the tea that we received. And you guys let me know what you think about it. Again, it's very sad. It's very tragic. So just be respectful of the family. We're trying to have an adult conversation. We want these kids to put down the guns, put down the weapons, and just try to talk this thing out. It didn't seem like Takeoff and, Quavo and them, it didn't seem like they was about to pull out any weapons. They were walking off, wanting to walk away. And the popping and the shooting, the fact that it went there like that, it just seems planned to me. It seems like it was something that they already wanted to do. Who just goes straight into shooting over that? Like, there was some tension. It was just building up, from the day before, probably from the basketball court, everything. So I'm pretty sure he is rich. She said Johnny Dang is rich because of these rappers. I'm pretty sure he is. She was at the bowling alley with them, must have had an invitation. Yeah, that boy shooter had probably had hidden the pop out earlier that day to use later in case he was searched. I haven't seen anything about Takeoff's family in the news other than Quavo, that is. Yeah, so it's sad. It's definitely a loss to the hip hop community. So let's just keep praying for the family. Okay. So that's all we got, you guys. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about these stories, child. Kanye West say he's going on a fast. He said he's going to be abstaining from talking, sex, alcohol, 30 days. He's going on a cleanse. We think it should be longer, but he said 30 days. And we want you to shut up, Kanye. He said his Twitter is still going to be lit, but we're hoping that he's just quiet because it's the whole, comparing the knee on the neck of George Floyd to them taking your money. He said now he knows what it's like to have a knee on his neck because they done took his money. Are you serious? Honey, that ain't nothing compared to George Floyd. I was like, this man is super ignorant. So yeah, you do need to be quiet. You need to go somewhere and shut the beep up for a very long time. Spice, her camp is saying that she did not have any type of surgery. She didn't have the reports that she's in a coma and everything. Now I don't think they denied that she had any extra surgery. That's the thing. I don't know if they denied that she had any extra surgery. They just said that she's not in a coma and she ain't have no heart attack. So did they deny that she had surgery, right? So they saying she's not in a coma or anything like that, but there's a surgeon that says her surgeon said that he recommended that she don't get no more work done. But she went on over there to that goddamn Dominican Republic anyway, child, and had complications because there was a blog site, honey, that reports surgeries, and they said they knew what hospital she was in. Okay. So y'all let me know if you think that story is true or not. And y'all out here telling Shaquille O'Neal that, honey, the Jays and everybody own you too. And you got this business relationships with these people. And you don't even own 51% of your companies. And Shaq said, mind your goddamn business and go take a fast. You might as well go take a nap. Kanye said he don't even take meds. He said he don't take no meds. He knows he's bipolar. And he doesn't take it because he can't feel. Okay? This man is all over the place. Somebody go get him some milk. So this has been another edition of the Sweepy Diaries. You guys be sure to like the video, share the video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Bye, y'all.